In this section, we're going to talk about breathing. Because also, when I edit podcasts, a lot of things that I hear are inhales when people are getting ready to speak. And these honestly don't need to be there if you set everything up properly, including the microphone distance, the microphone gain, which is the input, and everything on your digital audio workstation, which I have already showed you a sample of in a previous video. We're going to get more into editing your podcast in later videos. However, for the in-breaths, I'm going to give you a couple of exercises, and then I'm going to show you a video from another course that I did, Improve Your Speaking Skills, where I'm standing up and demonstrating using the body as a pump. So right here, I have a table, and I'm going to make sure, first of all, that my chest is up, my shoulders are back, and I was hunching over a little bit, and I'm going to open up a little bit more. I did this on purpose because I want you to notice the difference in my voice. When I open up like this, I'm using the back muscles to pull the chest open. I'm pushing in my diaphragm, and I'm just pushing down on the table a little bit like this. So if you can see my hands, they're right here. They're just pushing down on the table a little bit. And I'm lifting up the chest and pushing in the belly. See how rich and full the voice sounds right there? And I'm not thinking about in-breaths. So I don't want you to think about in-breaths at all. What I want you to do is I want you to focus on delivering your message, but not running out of breath. So as we do this, as I'm working the body here, and I'm pushing up the chest, the breath is coming out, air on the vocal cords, sound is coming out, and then I let the breath come in by itself without having to do this. This is what I don't want you to do. This is the problem. You're talking. That honestly makes me dizzy because I'm using the breath in the wrong way, and it's not good. If you've ever lifted weights, then you know when you are pushing the weight, you're exhaling, and the breath comes in by itself. And that's the same thing we're doing when we're recording for a podcast. You are letting the breath come in on its own, and you're pumping the air out using your body, your rib cage, your belly, in the exercises I'm going to show in just a second, because I really do need to be standing up. In these exercises, I'm going to show you where you're going to be lifting up that rib cage and using the body as a pump. So concentrate on the in-breaths. Record your voice. See if you have a lot of in-breaths there. If you send me a sample of your voice, 2 to 5 minutes, I can tell you some things that you're going to need to work on when it comes to breathing and controlling your breathing for recording your podcast. If you have any questions, leave a comment below or send me a message. Have a great day. Breathing is the most important thing when it comes to having a high quality voice. The quality of your breath is controlled through your body. I'm going to show you a method today that I learned from Margaret Riddleberger, my voice coach in the early 1990s. This is an opera singing method, and it's used primarily on stage when you don't have a microphone, no amplification, and people in the back of the audience have to hear you on stage. This technique I use to this day, even though I learned it almost 30 years ago. Not many people know of this technique, but it's called using the body as a pump. And what I'm doing right now is I'm using my rib cage to come up and open up. I'm pulling down the muscles in the back as the rib cage opens up. And I'm controlling the amount of air that comes out through my vocal cords. At the same time, pushing in the abdomen right below the navel. So you've got a lot of things going on. You got a lot of mechanisms going on there. And this is going to take some practice. I want to show you how this works with just hitting one note. And you can hear as I control the breathing through this pump method, you can hear the quality of the voice as I do 3 or 4 repetitions. So here we go. Oh, oh, What I'm doing right there is I'm pushing in the abdomen, I'm lifting up the rib cage, pulling down the back like I've already explained, and I'm not thinking of inhaling. This is the secret of this method. You don't have to think, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. All you have to do is open up the rib cage, control the breathing with your belly, and pull back on the back muscles. Let me show you from the side. I will not be talking during this, but I'm going to show you the mechanism of the body working from the side angle. I'm going to go at a 45-degree angle here, just like that. And your arms are down to your side, your chest is up, and just like that. This is not easy to do. It's also not real easy to teach because a lot of people don't know this method. However, if you practice this and you use the body and you're very connected to your body, you can, over time, begin to use the body as a pump method to control your breathing. Another thing you can do if you're sitting down is you can push. If the tabletop is right here, you can push on the table. Push. Ooh. And I'm also, the lat muscles here, I'm also pulling back with those to open all of this area up. Ooh. 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 And if you see me looking off to the side, I'm checking my posture and technique here on the monitor, and I want to monitor that while I'm talking to you, so I'm multitasking at the same time. Because like I said, this hasn't really been presented too much. You won't see too many videos on this. But as you can see, as I practice this, you can hear my voice has greatly improved because the breathing is free, the throat is free, all of the registers are activated, and the voice becomes clearer. And I'm not thinking of inhaling. Let's go through this one more time. Ooh. 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 When I close my mouth, the breath comes in through the nose automatically because this is collapsing and it's letting the air come back in. This is opposite of what a lot of people would think when you're working with the breath. But remember, at the same time, in the belly, in the abdomen, I'm pushing in here, right below the navel, pushing in. So you have the posture, which is very important. The rib cage being relaxed and open so it can pivot. The back muscle connection to the mind so you can pull down and pull that rib cage up and get that air to come through. In the next section, I'm going to give you tips on overcoming common breathing problems. And then in the next sections after that, we're going to go over how to control your volume with this breathing technique.